back live. Real Talk with Herschel, WKCG 99.1 on your FM dial from Dothan, Alabama. The views expressed today on this show are mine and those of my guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Tots Society or WKCG. Now that we got that out the way, we have our next guest on, a lovely lady, I like to call a friend of mine. She may not say that, but I think she's a friend of mine. Miss Winnie Frazier, also from Ozark. Her mother was the young woman that interviewed with us a few minutes ago. So, Miss Frazier, I will let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little about you, who you are, what you do, other than bug me, and tell our listening and watching audience about yourself.
Good morning. Thank you so much, Herschel, for having me as a guest. I appreciate that, and kudos to the station and what you do here. Again, I'm Winnie Frazier, Ozark native. I grew up in Ozark, attended the school system there, and moved on went to Auburn University, and from there, Governor State University in Chicago. Moved back home, and I've always been one that had a love and heart for people. And I just believe in doing what you can. I really, truly believe in passing it on. If you can help just one person, then of course your living wouldn't be in vain. And I do a lot of things in the community. I'm still very involved in a number of organizations and a lot of programs. And I still believe in supporting the community and supporting our young people, supporting our elderly. And you know, I grew up with a mother like Miss Pennington, who was always an entrepreneur, who never let any grass grow under her feet. And also, I don't let any grass grow under my feet as well. We have a very interesting relationship and household in that we're up early in the morning and we go to bed late at night, and we talk about a lot of different issues and things that she wants to do. And she's been an entrepreneur my entire life. And I can remember a little bit about growing up in the 60s. My mom used to have a wig and record shop on the corner with the speakers outside, and we sold vinyls, what they call vinyls now. We sold records and we sold wigs. And the music was always blasting on the outside. So she's always been involved in business, and that's where I in turn get my entrepreneur spirit. And also she's had a love for people, and that's how I get my love for people. I was actually taught that you know, I grew up being taught, and I still believe that today, that no one is better than anyone else. We have to help our brothers and sisters, no matter what their plight is or no matter what they're going through. It is our job, it is our duty to help the next person. So I firmly believe that, and that's why I'm involved in a lot of activities and a lot of organizations in the community.
All right. Well, you know, being that it is Women's History Month, I thought, or we thought, if we didn't get you in here, it would be an injustice. I've seen some of the works that you and your organization do. You're also a member of the Delta. I don't think you mentioned that. No,
I did not. Really didn't mention any organizations yet, but I am a member of the Dothan Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. I've been a Delta for about 40 years now. I did pledge at Auburn University. And
wait, I thought you were only 40 years old.
I really am.
Okay, all right,
so
just making sure.
I was a member in my sleep. I was a member in my sleep. Before I was born.
Your mother must have been a Delta, okay.
Okay, but we do a lot of great things there here at Dothan. Being a member, I am also chairman of political awareness and involvement, social action. And everyone in the sorority here knows that that is my heartthrob. And that's what I really, really concentrate a lot on. We've done a lot of things here in Dothan. We've had numerous campaigns for voter registration. We did a joint effort with a couple of the radio celebrities back in the fall. We got a lot of support from our local judge, Judge Gordon, Rose Gordon. She's well known here, municipal court judge. She's also involved on our committee as well. And we had a special campaign going here. It was called Cuts and Curls with a Purpose. And what we would do is go to the local barber and beauty shops and register people to vote. Find out if they're registered to vote. And I tell you, Herschel, I'm so passionate about voter registration and voter suppression and restoration. I always keep a voter registration form in my car, in my purse. If I pull up at a drive-through window of fast food, I'm asking, are you a registered voter? If I go into your business, I'm always asking, are you a registered voter? And I will take your application. So I'm very passionate. And our Dothan Alumnae chapter, we're very passionate as well about those political issues. We are a nonpartisan organization, but we still are passionate about things that are beneficial for the community. The other organization I'm involved in, it's the Ozark, Dale County chapter of the Alabama Democratic Conference. And I'm the vice chair of Women Affairs. And what we're going to be doing on the 23rd of March, that is next Saturday morning at 10:30, that's going to be from 10:30 to 12:30, we're celebrating Women's History Month. We are having a free, and I will say it again, a free Women's History Brunch. And it's going to be crosstalk. And what we're going to do is we're going to have open discussion. We're going to talk about the issues that affect women, women's health, parenting, political empowerment, economic empowerment. So we would like to see everybody out. It's going to be at the Archery Rec Center in Ozark, and that's 749 West Reynolds Street. We would like to see your face in the place. That's 10:30 a.m. next Saturday at the Archery Rec Center.
And again, tell them the cost of that.
The cost is free.
Okay.
It's just an open discussion. We want women to start talking about their issues. We want to have some deep conversations about things that affect us, our political power, our economic power, our parenting. So we've got a lot of issues with our children that we need to address. So we want to see everyone out for that. And I do want to go back and talk a little bit about our sorority. We did a collaborative effort with the Alabama Democratic Conference there in Ozark, in which we would every Monday, excuse me, this pollen is an issue, every Monday during the month of February, excuse me, this was our third year, we would do the forums, and they're called Black History Forums, and we would go from church to church each Monday night, and we talk about those issues that affect our community. You know, we talk about history, we talk about inspirational issues, we talk about issues that are pertinent to our community, political issues, and we have a panelist of guests that are actually on the hot seat. As a matter of fact, we had Herschel on one of our panelists. He was one of our panelists for one of our forums. And this has become such an enlightening, provocative, educational, inspirational time in Ozark. We have gotten so many grave reviews from the forums that we have. And this is our third year, and we're going to continue with these forums.
Okay, and again, these what is the cost for these forums?
There's no cost for these forums. And we have guests from all over the state.
So you say there's no excuse not to come.
Absolutely.
Just get in your car or walk on down to the church where the forum is at.
That's it. Just show up.
I'm sorry, you did have light refreshments afterward, so you can get some cookies and a soda or something.
We did have light refreshments after each forum.
So there's no excuse not to come out.
Absolutely.
Because there's no cost.
Absolutely no excuse, because you're going to gain some information. You're able to express your views and your interests, your concerns. So no, there's no excuse. And it will happen again February 2020. Every Monday at 6 p.m. we will host these Black History Forums. And that's thanks to the efforts of the Dothan Alumnae chapter of Dothan City Sorority and Dale County Alabama Democratic Conference.
And I was honored that I was asked to be on that panel, because I really didn't think I had that much to say. Other people will tell you otherwise, but I was very honored that you guys asked me to participate. And I hope you invite me back. I had such a great time. I did attend. I only missed one. I had some church business to attend to. But other than that, I caught the other two.
Thank you. One of the things that I do want to say, and I'm definitely putting the plug in for them, I'm not a part. I did participate, and that's the Equal Justice Initiative in Montgomery, Alabama.
Brian Stevenson.
We have, and that's Brian Stevenson. We have so much history here in Alabama.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. We have people coming to Alabama from all over the world. And this Equal Justice Initiative, last year was the opening of the memorial. They do have a national memorial for peace and justice and the Legacy Museum. If you have not taken a trip to Montgomery to see that, then you are missing. You are doing a disjustice or injustice for yourself and a disservice for yourself. Take everyone from 8 to 80. Blind, crippled, or crazy is what my mom used to say. Take everybody to Montgomery to see this. It's such a phenomenal museum and information that we have here in Alabama. And I was a part of the initial opening last year, and it was just so wonderful. And you know, it's all about what we can do for someone. We have to know our history and know from whence we've come in order to move forward. Yep. We can't move forward unless we know from whence we've come. So we've got to get ourselves educated, and we've got to inform others and help others.
All right. And you're listening to Miss Winnie Frazier. Now, let me ask you this, Miss Frazier. You mentioned a couple of groups that you belong to. Alabama is ground zero for civil rights. From what I've seen, it's ground zero for a lot of the organizations that have blossomed out over the country. What is the state of the organizations that are here, as you see it? You know, what are they doing?
Well, you know, I'm not going to single out any one organization, but I'm going to lump them in a group here.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that, yes, there are some things that we have accomplished. There are some things that we're doing. However, we have a long way to go. We cannot sit down on our laurels and not move forward. Our organizations are not doing enough. We have got to stop sitting back, living on what our previous activities have been going on in the organization. So we can no longer sit down and take credit for what the organizations have done. We've got to move forward. Yes, all the organizations that I'm a member of, we're doing some things now, but we're not doing enough. There are so much more that we need to do. We're in a crisis in America right now. So every organization has got to step up and get up and do something.
It's funny.
What does stepping up look like?
Stepping up looks like reorganizing, activism, education. That's what we've got to do. We can no longer sit back and not do anything. We've got to actually put our feet to the plow, and we've got to start doing something. There's nothing wrong with activism. You know, activism comes in lots of forms. So activism could be having a conversation with your children, having a conversation with your neighbor. You know, that's a form of activism. So activism shouldn't take a negative connotation. Doesn't mean we're going to get out there and march in the street. It means that we're going to step up and open our mouths. Everybody has a role to play.
Right. Okay. It's funny that you say that. You said it very nicely, but I ain't gonna be so nice.
I know you're right.
I'm new to Alabama as a resident. I've been coming here my whole life. Now I got shocked when I got here. I helped Miss Audrey Scott Williams run for office, and you and your mother welcomed us into your home and gave us a crash course in Alabama politics, along with some other information, and sent us on our way. And some of the things I saw, you didn't tell me about. It's horrible. And I'll say this, just like you said, you left out one thing that these organizations need to do: get some new blood. They need to recruit.
Absolutely.
They need to teach the youth.
Absolutely.
Because what's going to happen? Because there are lots of great organizations with great past deeds. Nothing new. Sound like Doug Jones. Sound like Doug Jones. I prosecuted the Klan. That was 100 years ago. What have you done for me lately? So we have to hold our feet to the same fire. What have you done for me lately? NAACP, Urban League, you know, Democratic Conference, Democratic Party. I'm not downing them. I'm saying, what have you done lately that's relative to helping our community? You need some new blood. You need some help. I'm not saying destroy these groups. I'm saying revitalize them.
Well, and I agree with you to some point, Herschel. What I will say is we have to take the knowledge and the wisdom that we've gained from these organizations. We can't throw it out. We have to take the wisdom and knowledge we've gained from these organizations, and we have to apply that. We have to still recruit new members, and we have to engage people and make them want to participate, you know, and also in order to have someone to be interested and want to participate, we have to re-educate them. We have to give them the information from the past. This is what this organization did in the past. And this is what we can do now to move that mark one more step forward. So that's what we can do as organizations, you know, and a lot of them don't need revitalizing. We just need them to be become more current as to what the society looks like now. And you know, I want to talk a little bit about, I know you talked about you got a cultural shock when you came to Alabama. And I do want to say this, I've always had a heart for Ozark. Ozark I'm very passionate about. I'm passionate about the people of Ozark. And Herschel, and I know the political climate that we live in. I ran for city council twice in Ozark. I ran in 2012 and 2016. Now, I won't say that I was unsuccessful. I did not get elected, but I was very successful in my campaign. I was able to talk to a lot of people. I was able to get people mobilized and engaged politically. And I was able to let people see that, yes, you can run for public office. You can get out there and you can inspire people. And I certainly hope that I inspired others to run. And I'm not saying I won't run again. I'm not saying I won't be out of the political arena, but I'm hoping that I did inspire others. As a matter of fact, I know I inspired some more women to run in the 2016 election.
Right.
So we have to move forward. And I know it was a cultural shock for you, and it was a political shock for you. I'm sure you're coming from a northern city, and we're a little bit different here politically, but we're all still the same. We all have the same views. We all want the same. We want what's best for every citizen of this country. I want what's best for every citizen. I want everybody to live in a safe environment. You know, I want us to have economic opportunities. I want us to do all that everybody else is entitled to. Exactly. I want it in my community. I want it for my children, your children. I want it for our country.
And again, you know, I can't agree with you more. I got the shock, but it also got me activated. It got me activated a lot quicker, I think, had I not been involved. Because there's definitely a need here, and when I say revitalize, it just means new energy. You know, there's one thing I always say: we need a paradigm shift. We have to go back to segregation, the way that we thought, because when we had to take care of one another, we did, and we need to go back to that and put a new spin on it.
Well, we have to go back to being concerned for others.
Right.
You know, and right now we have no compassion and we have no concern for each other.
Right.
I mean, even in the little things that we do, just by saying a kind word to somebody, you know, lifting them up. We start with the little things and then we can graduate to the larger things.
Yeah. And again, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. You know, the information I got from you and your mom, or the misinformation, or not enough information, and I got spanked the rest of the way. Let me tell you something. That's what made me come to do what I'm doing now. I didn't give up. I got mad, and I called you again and your mom, so y'all can give me some more information, so we can continue on. So we can continue on with the forums. Get more people to be involved. Get more women to come to this brunch, a free brunch. if you see it not robbery to sit down with your sisters on a Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
On a Saturday morning for a couple hours.
And I do want to say this, you know, my entrepreneur spirit was given to me by my mom. And, you know, I, as well as my mom, we're open to anyone, male or female. If you have a interest or a desire to become an entrepreneur, we started, my mother's always been in business my entire life. I moved back to Alabama in the early 80s, and she said, let's start a business. And I said, what? And she said, I don't know what, we'll figure it out. So we started a hat business together in our living room. And we just, you know, and I was kind of the brains behind it. My mother was the forefront, who my mother never takes no for an answer. She never allowed me to tell her no. So I never take no. So I'm saying all this, we started from nothing to build what we have. And we know a lot of the pitfalls. So if you're interested in business or even obtaining a business, any knowledge that I can give you, believe me, our doors are always open. My phone is always available. I'm always available to help out in any way that I can, in any endeavor that you might have. And of course, my love is social action, but business as well. So if you have any questions about voter restoration, or if you have a grandson that you know that's not registered to vote, that you think he can't vote, then call us up. Call the radio station, get in contact with me, you know, because we're always available. 2020 is upon us, and we have got to start now and get motivated. So let's get going. Let's get people registered. Let's get out to vote. And if you want some information on business, feel free to give us a call. Thank you so much, Herschel. I really appreciate
Miss
it.
Winnie Frazier, let me tell you something. You see, she cut me short. You get what you pay for. She can be here as long. She can be here till tomorrow. They don't give me any problems. You stay as long as you want, but since I didn't pay her, she got to go. So
No,
this
that's
is how
not
we,
it.
this is how we do each other.
But I do want
But
to.
you want a cheesecake from me.
I do want to plug, though. Actually, I would like to plug the, you know, the NAACP. Get involved in your local NAACP.
Right.
I will do a plug for Dothan Alumnae chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, because Delta's where my heart is, and we do a lot of good things. Any activities that we're having, please come out and support it. And also the Dale County chapter of the Alabama Democratic Conference, come out and support us. And I definitely want to see every face for this Women's History Brunch on next Saturday morning from 10:30 to 12:30.
One more time.
That address is the Autry Rec Center, 749 West Reynolds Street in Ozark.
Please, and it's absolutely free. There's no reason not to go, ladies.
One of the things that I do want to say, because, you know, I have to go back and live with my mother and talk to her again. And I do want to say that we do a beauty pageant in Ozark that's been, it's about 65 years and still going. My mother and her sister started this pageant about 65 years ago in Ozark. And it was at a time when Black girls could not be in a white beauty pageant.
Right.
And it has been ongoing. It's called the Miss Bronze Beauty Pageant.
Okay.
And it is not just a regular beauty pageant. It takes the girls, it tells them about their Black culture. It gives them the opportunity to show their Black heritage and be able to be proud of what they look like. They can be proud of their hair, their skin color. So it teaches them a lot about self-esteem and about their culture. And also they provide a scholarship. So make sure that you support the Miss Bronze pageant. I mean, it's probably one of the oldest going beauty pageants in the area.
What time of year is that?
The pageant is going to be the first Saturday in June, and it will be held in Ozark at the Flowers Performing Arts Center. And unfortunately, right now it is open just to Dale County residents. Eventually, we'd like to spread it throughout the whole Wiregrass. But support this pageant and these girls, because it's just not a beauty pageant where they go and they put on a pretty dress. They're getting a lot of history about their culture and also self-esteem. You know, Black women and Black girls have sometimes a low self-esteem, thinking that their hair is not pretty and their skin color is not wrong. So we've got to teach our young ladies that we're beautiful.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you something before you go. Now, you said you give away a scholarship.
Yes.
Now, how do you raise funds for your scholarship?
The funds for the scholarship has been forever on the back of Ms. Inez Pennington, and also by the money that we make at the door from attendance.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, this is what I want to do. I want to set something up with you. I'm going to ask the listeners outside of Ozark to make donations.
Oh, thank you.
Let's get the scholarship money up